Soup does its loyal best no matter what undignified conditions are imposed upon it. You don't catch steak hanging around when you're poor and sick, do you? That was quite nice. And here's another one. Whoever tells a lie cannot be pure in heart, and only the pure in heart can make good soup.
And what she did truthfully teach me was don't leave any open spaces in your soup. So make sure that all the spaces are full. So if you feel like it's too watery, add a little bit of heaviness to it. If you feel like it's bland, add a little bit of spices. But she always encouraged never give up until you feel like your soup is well-rounded.
I am number 4. I am accessory-less with my soup, but I did buy a new apron today. So this is really about my soup.
This is actually Thursday. I decided that I was like, all of a sudden I'm gonna try to make the soup swap, and I started looking around on the internet for soups that freeze well, and I started out going to soupswap.com, of course, and from there it led me to Soup Chick, another great website, and from there she had a recipe listed that sounded great to me. It was a rustic cabbage soup.
My soup starts with bacon.
Yay! Love bacon.
So I was just trying to figure out what would be fantastic, and I remembered how my grandma used to always like blend everything together because she didn't have any dentures, or she had bad fitting dentures, like Medicaid dentures. So she had to blend everything so she could basically drink it. So she would make this thing that she would call goulash, but it was really just badly blended spicy soup. And I'm like, I don't have a good family history of food, so so maybe I'll find a blended soup that sounds good and not like Grandma's goulash, which was horrible because not only did she not have teeth, she didn't have a sense of taste or heat, so she just kept adding hot until she could taste it. So we left Grandma's house hungry a lot.
This last week, I have tortured my poor little children by creating for you all fabulous French onion soup. That this is actually, in fact, the picture that it took for me to make French onion soup for all of you because of the pain of slicing without a food processor by hand.
Wow.
Like 9 pounds of onions. So thank you, Ryder, for the photo assist.
So I'm gonna pretend like she likes 12 different soups up here. That green one is ours. I think she's going to take
Oh my God.
You got it. Absolutely.
I'll take this one with the 4 bottles of sherry out loud.
Yeah.
Why Soup Swap?
Why Soup Swap? Because Knox said so. No, that's not really why. Why Soup Swap? Because soup is really yummy. And it's always makes you feel better to eat soup, and there's something really great about eating soup that was made by your friends. That's why Soup Swap.
Year 3 started in 09.
Nice.
This is 11, 3 years. Why we like it because this nice social interaction. Carrie Dave's home, always nice, and a hostess who always looks outstanding.
With an apron.
With an apron. Great and great stories. Also, the other part of it, you get these great stories about soup. And who would have thought? So, to hear about Grandma's Medicaid dentures and they didn't fit, goulash in a blender. Who would have thought?
But I love Soup Swap because I love the process of preparing the food and preparing the plan of what I want to cook and why I want to cook it and the research I do about it. And then entering into the struggles that I have, that I think I'm a glorious cook, and in fact, I really am having a hard time because I cannot produce what I think I can actually produce in my own mind. So that whole emotional journey is very enjoyable. and then having to go back and do it again because I never make enough soup the first time. So that's always really fun. And then also the social aspect of it is really fun, and the benefit of coming home and having a freezer full of soup for those nights that the boys are starving and I'm starving and don't have time to cook a full dinner. I've got dinner ready to go. That's fun.
I believe I was at the first soup swap at Knox's little house there many years ago, and I think I went for maybe like a couple, 2 or 3 after that, and then I took a big break, and I'm not sure why. But I did come to soup swap again 2 years ago, and I couldn't believe how it had evolved. It was the only way that I could put it. It was pretty insane. But you know, like Bill said before, it's just great to hear all the stories that people have. The history of telling of the soup is just is the best. I just get the greatest kick out of that more than anything, and getting to meet new people too. So that's why I love Soup Swap.
I have been swapping soup, I believe, since the first one, which was about 12 years ago. Is that what we've decided? Yes, I think around 12 years ago, and I love it because I love to cook, but I love choices in my freezer. It's a beautiful thing, and I get to buy 8 things.
I like to have everybody over your house.
And I do like everyone at my house doing things like drinking wine.
It's probably Knox's greatest idea ever. Yeah, he has a lot of great ideas, but Soup Swap was just a stroke of genius. It really was. You know, perfect time. You know, everyone's freezing. Like Pam said, you know, soup is just comfort. Soup is love.